House, Abuja, on Monday while inaugurating the Presidential Committee on Economic and Financial, a strategic initiative aimed at expanding financial access for millions of Nigerians. The event also saw private sector investors signing a landmark agreement to provide essential infrastructure for the implementation of the ASO Accord initiative, a key pillar of the Tinubu administration's renewed hope agenda. Nigerian youths have been described as the backbone of the nation, and they also hold the key of to realizing its full potential. The federal government has therefore unveiled the Renewed Hope Youth Strategic Blueprint to different donor agencies to harness and unlock the vast potential of Nigerian youth, who represent a significant driver of economic growth. The Minister of Youth Development, Comrade Ayodele Olawande, stated this at the donor engagement meeting in Abuja, highlighting the pressing issue of youth unemployment, which he noted remains a formidable challenge in our society. The minister underscored the significant progress made by the current administration in tackling these problems. The House of Representatives on Monday said it will continue to provide necessary legislation that will promote the dignity, welfare, and well-being of persons with disabilities. The Speaker of the Green Chamber, the Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, gave the assurance while declaring open a day national stakeholders consultation on the 2025 Global Disability Summit commitment in Abuja, represented by the Chairman, House Committee on Disability Matters, Honorable Bashiru Dauda. The Speaker said that caring for people living with disabilities is not just an act of kindness, but a fundamental human right that must be observed. Speaking on the summit, he explained that it was imperative for stakeholders to review the progress made so far with a view to articulate the priority areas for necessary actions. Knowing the importance of elder citizens to the development of the nation, the government at the center says it is committed to increasing healthcare funding to ensure access to quality care for Nigerians. It, however, pointed out that despite the ongoing Japa syndrome affecting the health sector, medical workers remain among the highest paid professionals in Nigeria. The Minister of State for Health, Dr. Isiaq Salako, came up with this on Monday in Benin. He noted that the challenge of Japa in the health sector is mostly an economic challenge, and government will continue to address it. The Ogun State Governor, Prince Dakpo Abiodun, on Monday hinted that plans are underway to establish ranching facilities to handle the processing of meat in the state. He dropped the hint while playing host to the head of international projects of Semaris, Mr. Timothy Kwitwoski, and regional agriculture councillor of the French embassy, Ms. Sonia Darako, along with our team, who paid him a courtesy call in his office at Okemoson, Abeokuta. According to him, the establishment of the ranch facilities would enable the government to rear, fatten, slaughter, and process meat in the most hygienic way suitable for human consumption. Mr. Governor noted that although about 9,000 to 10,000 cattle are slaughtered daily at Kara cattle markets to cater to Lagos markets, they are done unorderly and not hygienic enough for human consumption. Governor Abiodun, who commended Semaris for its positive impact on agriculture, food distribution, and logistics, lauded the organization for the Rungis Farmers Market for making food available to the people of France at affordable prices. You are listening to the midday news on OGBC 90.5 FM. The World Health Organization this Tuesday launched a new platform providing cost-free cancer medicines for thousands of children living in low and middle-income countries in a bid to improve lagging survival rates. The first medicines were being delivered to Mongolia and Uzbekistan, with further shipments planned for Ecuador, Jordan, Nepal. The treatment are expected to reach around 5,000 children with cancer this year across at least 30 hospitals in those 6 nations. UN Health Agency read this out that countries countries in the pilot phase will receive an uninterrupted supply of quality assured childhood cancer medicines at no cost. The United Nations has temporarily paused all operations in Yemen's Sada region after Houthi authorities detained 8 more of its staff. UN Deputy Spokesperson Mr. Farah Ak on Monday noted that its extraordinary and temporary measure seeks to balance the imperative to stay and deliver with the need to have the safety and security of the UN personnel and its partners guaranteed. He said such guarantees are untimely required to ensure the effectiveness and sustainability of our efforts. Mr. Ak added that he could not say how many people in Yemen will be affected by the pause in UN operations, but the world body remains fully committed to assist the millions of people in need across the country. North Korea has said its military forces are ready when necessary after a U.S. Navy fast-track nuclear submarine docked in a port in the South Korean city of Busan and accused the United States of posing a grave threat to its national security. The country's Ministry of Defense this Tuesday made it known that the presence of a U.S. nuclear submarine on the Korean peninsula was a clear expression of the U.S. invariable hysteria for, for confrontation. It expressed grave concern over the U.S. dangerous hostile military acts that can lead the acute military confrontation in the region around the Korean peninsula to an actual armed force conflict. The ministry said North Korea would instantly exercise the legitimate rights to punish the provokers, as it accused the US of being a control entity that believes in domination through power. The US Justice Department has told prosecutors to drop the corruption case against New York City Mayor Mr. Eric Adams. Acting Deputy Attorney General Mr. Emily Bowe, who was appointed by President Donald Trump, instructed federal prosecutors in the Southern District of New York to drop all charges on Monday. He said the indictment could impact the upcoming mayoral election, and it had restricted Mr. Adams' ability to address illegal immigration and violent crime in the city. Mr. Adams was accused of accepting illegal campaign funds and gifts from Turkish businessmen in exchange for his influence as mayor. He pledged He pleaded not guilty to 5 charges of bribery, conspiracy, and campaign finance violations in September. On sports, Real Madrid boss City the order, leading Ancelotti to dub their referee Anil Kalisco ahead of their latest clash. In all three of those previous meetings, the victory is case for the first time since 2023. Ancelotti believes the two sides are decent enough to win the UCL this season. A well-lubricated economy is an asset to the people, contribute to a strong economy for the country. To end the midday news, another look at major items. The Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, on Monday, while inaugurating the Presidential Committee on Economic and Financial Inclusion in Abuja on Monday, called on stakeholders to support the government's efforts at bridging financial gaps for millions of unbanked citizens. Playing host to the head of international projects of Semaris in his office at Ukemoso, the Ogun State Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, hinted that plans are underway to establish ranching facilities to handle the processing of meat in the state. He also added that the World Health Organization has launched a new platform providing cost-free cancer medicines for thousands of children living in low and middle-income countries to improve lagging survival rates. The midday news was edited by Elizabeth Kuforiji and broadcast from OGBC, Abeokuta. For exclusive programs and the latest news updates, visit our website at ogunradio.ng. Follow us on Facebook at Ogun Radio Abeokuta, on Instagram and X at OGBC 905 FM. You can also listen to OGBC on the Radio Garden.